The geopolitical landscape of the Levant was completely reordered today, June 2, 2026, following an astonishing and unprecedented diplomatic disclosure from Washington. U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed via an executive social media brief that his administration has established a direct active back-channel communication corridor with senior leadership, elements of Hezbollah in Lebanon. This high-stakes, highly unorthodox intervention marks the first time in modern diplomatic history that a sitting American head of state has bypassed traditional state intermediaries to directly engage the heavily armed Lebanese paramilitary group, which remains a formally designated terrorist organization under United States federal law. According to White House national security aides, Trump executed a highly calculated, sequential telephone diplomacy framework, first holding an intense 60-minute strategy session with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, followed immediately by an indirect yet secure patch through to Hezbollah's senior political counsel in Beirut. The shocking diplomatic mobilization was catalyzed by a drastic, highly volatile escalation of kinetic operations on the ground in southern Lebanon over the preceding 48 hours. The Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, officially announced a massive, multi-axis expansion of their ongoing northern ground offensive, successfully capturing the historically and tactically significant Beaufort Castle, a towering medieval mountain fortress that commands strategic, unobstructed sightlines across the entire Upper Galilee region and the Litani River basin. The loss of this critical high-ground defensive node sent shockwaves through Lebanon's military command structure, prompting Hezbollah to unleash a retaliatory, high-density barrage of next-generation guided anti-tank missiles and kamikaze drone swarms targeting IDF armor columns moving through the rugged terrain of the Fingers of Galilee. Realizing that the conflict was on the verge of collapsing into an open, uncontained regional war capable of drawing in wider Mediterranean superpowers, Washington moved aggressively to force an immediate tactical pause. The structural mechanics of the U.S.-sponsored Lebanon-Israel negotiations, which are scheduled to formally resume tomorrow morning under strict international mediation, have been heavily impacted by this direct executive intervention, according to leaked diplomatic transcripts circulating among UN Security Council delegates in New York who convened an extraordinary emergency session late last night. The Trump administration is pushing a highly aggressive, time-bound de-escalation framework. The proposed memorandum requires Hezbollah to execute a verifiable tactical withdrawal of its heavy rocket infrastructure and elite Radwan forces to a zone at least 15 kilometers north of the UN demarcated blue line. In exchange, the United States would guarantee a complete cessation of Israeli deep penetration airstrikes on Beirut's infrastructure and establish a phased mechanism to resolve long-standing sovereign border disputes regarding the Shebaa farms. However, the domestic and international blowback to Trump's direct back-channel approach has been immense and intensely polarized. Hardline defense officials within Netanyahu's coalition government in Jerusalem openly criticized the move, arguing that opening a direct line of communication with a non-state paramilitary actor validates asymmetric warfare tactics and diminishes the tactical gains achieved by the IDF's recent capture of Beaufort Castle. Symmetrically, inside the United States, bipartisan congressional leaders expressed deep concern over the legal and strategic precedents of negotiating directly with a sanctioned entity without prior legislative oversight, as international maritime cargo carriers and regional energy desks wait in absolute suspension. Defense analysts warn that tomorrow's high-stakes negotiations represent the absolute final diplomatic off-ramp if the U.S. brokered talks fracture or if either faction attempts to manipulate the brief de-escalation window to reposition kinetic assets on the ground. The entire Levant faces an immediate descent into an absolute scorched earth war.